Hello, everyone. It's Betty Ray. I know it may seem a little bit dark. I don't have my ceiling light in yet. I'm in my new screen room. Here in Florida, it's 60 degrees. We are at least better than it has been. And I wanted to touch base with you today to talk to you about this season of love. Hold that love in your hearts, dear ones, because today is the day of the rest of your life. Today is the day you discover unconditional love. And I'm going to read to you what's going to be published in our book, Raphael and I. It's going to be out next month. And it's called Ask Raphael. And it's a question and answer. And so I've been giving you some of those questions and answers from the book. And today he talks about unconditional love. So Raphael says this. This is guiding principle number 11. Unconditional love refers to a perfect God love that has no strings attached, no shoulds, coulds, or oughts, or requirements that have to be met before this love is given. Once you understand non-judgment, it becomes the natural order of things that leads to unconditional love for yourself and for all humankind. Do not judge another by outward experiences or appearances. Remember, each soul comes with a different viewpoint garnered from lifetimes of experiences or from little experience. A baby soul only seeks his own needs just as a baby would do. They fill their love relationship with conditions and expectations that someone will take care of all their needs. Baby souls may express their needs by saying, I love you. If you love me back, or if you are faithful, or if you will never hurt me. Another may say, I'll do that favor for you if you do something for me. Or a comment that says, I expect you to show your love for me by bringing me gifts and flowers now and then. Or someone might say, if you really loved me, you would fill in the blanks. It's disappointing to discover someone has strings attached to their love for you. When you first come into your physical dimension, you look to your parents for unconditional love. And unfortunately, your parents are also looking for unconditional love from you. To some parents, that means instant obedience. The withholding of love is a manipulation form of control. It is often used in relationships where anger can also be used as a control to force the partner to bend to one's needs. Unconditional love must begin within self. Now, obviously, you cannot use the concept of loving yourself unconditionally as meaning you have permission to self-indulge. The rule of balance, another one of his wonderful ideas here. The rule of balance is always in effect, and it is said, as you sow, so shall you reap. Loving yourself unconditionally means letting go of judging yourself. It's a big one, isn't it? He goes on, with unconditional love, all other principles are added, for the law of love encompasses all other laws. So today, let's take a look at that in this wonderful, joyous season of holiday, when everybody wants to be probably somewhere else. Fortunately, I'm happy and content to be in Florida, even when it's 60 degrees out here. But in my new screen room, I am so joyful to have experienced this and to have saved my pennies for a long time to be able to afford it. I have my plants out here now, and I have furniture, and I am so delighted as warmer weather will be coming. And that's kind of a lesson for us right now, to unconditionally love ourselves into knowing into knowing that good is coming, that a higher frequency energy is coming, that there is a time of times that Raphael spoke about, that it would be the raising of consciousness. And he said long ago, he predicted that when there was transparency in politics, you will know it is the time of times, the raising of consciousness, when lies will be shown as lies and truth as truth. And certainly we have seen that in our political scene. And certainly we know now that there is a new wave coming, that you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it because you're going to become more sensitive to energy, and you're going to become more sensitive to your own thoughts and feelings. And as you awaken more and more, as more compassion flows through you for others, as more of love for others and less judgment, of more of wanting to be able to help others, to have compassion for others, rather than looking only to what your needs are for yourself, you will know that you are gaining in soul growth. You are becoming an enlightened being. That is what we are talking about. A being of light that will bring light to this world, that will raise the consciousness of others without even knowing it, just by a smile, just by a sense of love for others without saying a word or trying to do anything. Action is not always the way of showing love. Just listening to someone who needs an ear to bend, having the compassion and the patience to listen, to ask questions to clarify what you're hearing, to show you are really hearing. What a gift that is. What a gift. Give that freely during this season of love. For unconditional love means you hold no grudges, you hold no blame, you hold no negativity toward another. There is light energy and there is dark energy on our planet. We cannot escape it. It's there. It's for us to learn balance. Raphael talks about balance and unconditional love as being the only thing you need to understand. That when you are out of balance, you won't feel good. When you are out of balance, you can feel cranky. When you are out of balance, you have not loved yourself enough to be joyful. When you are grateful for everything you have, when you are feeling joyful, you know you are in balance. No more tears, dear friends. Now is a time to rejoice, for the light is now dawning upon this world. The light of unconditional love that is God for you, and for you to give to yourself and to all your human beings, friends. It is a time to rejoice in this holiday season. Even though we are having an outgoing president and an incoming president, and it may be a little bit of a rough ride, it will happen. January 20th will show up, and we will have a new president of the United States. And this president will seek to unite us, not to divide us, not to talk about proud boys, to stand down and stand by, which means violence. That's not unconditional love. That's selfish love. That's love that wants to be the top dog. That's love that will cheat to be the top dog. That's selfish love that wants to make everybody know that they are the supreme being in some way or another. That's a false god. Do you see that? I know some of you don't like to hear me talk about politics, but it is all a part of who we are. And it certainly would be something that Raphael would talk about. And to think that long ago, I don't even know how long ago, he spoke of politics. as being a time of joy, of raising consciousness, because we would begin to see truth from fiction, truth from lies. We would begin to wake up. We begin to raise our consciousness out of judgment and out of self-indulgence. We would begin to see other human beings as part of God. We are all made up of God's stuff. And you know, Raphael has also said that God doesn't do things for you. God gives you the inspiration of what you can do for yourself. And it's up to you to choose to follow that inspiration or not. It's up to you to rejoice and be glad and constantly have that sense of joy. It's a choice. Or you can be a doom and gloomer and you can say, oh, this is going to happen and this is going to happen. And what you focus on becomes a reality to you. You make it happen. Some way or another, you will make it happen. If you want only good for your future, then seek good for your future, for yourself and for others. And do not judge anyone else, especially yourself, dear ones. For you are made not in the image and likeness of God. We've made God in our image and likeness, truly. We've made a man with a beard up on a throne, and you go to hell and you go to heaven. Whoops. God doesn't work that way, dear ones. In fact, I know this is hard for a lot of Christians. There is no hell. There is a judgment, but you're the one that makes the judgment. Yes, when you get to the other side, you get to review your life and you get to review what your soul really wanted to accomplish. And if you really did accomplish what you had planned as a soul. But there is no judgment of you. For God knows that in your human form, you are vulnerable to the energy of this planet. Sometimes you're up and sometimes you're down. There's no escaping that. Sometimes you're healthy and sometimes you're not. It's part of being human. And the older you get, the more you get the creaks and the kringles in your body. And as 86 years old, believe me, dear friends, my body knows it. On the other hand, I rejoice because I am still mobile. I am still of sound mind, should we say. I have a gift to give back to the world by being a channel for that wonderful Archangel Raphael. And so, dear friends, each of you have a gift to give to the world in this Christmas season. And that gift is your unconditional love for everyone, no matter who they are, because they are God in action. Truly, they maybe have chosen the path of darkness on this planet, but they're learning. A soul cannot gain knowledge of this planet until it has experienced every part of it. And that means the dark side. And then they choose the light. So do not condemn others for the sins and transgressions, as you will label them. Rather, applaud them for going through it, for knowing that they are beginner souls that have to go through it. And even the old souls, like most of you who are listening to us, you still have to go through it because you are a human being on planet Earth. And so, dear friends, we come to you today in a chilly Florida day. It's 60 degrees out here, but we came to show you our wonderful screen room, to share with you the joy that we have had in having this put on to the side of our house. You can see maybe a little bit in the background. We have all kinds of trees. We are in almost an acre of land. And it is such joy to have all these trees, even though you have to be careful of them because I've had to have a couple cut down. And it is a wonder how I even found this house because Raphael had told me to move. I mean, he didn't use the words move. I just got the idea. You know what I mean? You get the itch to move. You can't really put it in words and you don't know where you're going. But then I was led to this particular place. In this particular place, I have found such joy. I've been able to build a labyrinth. You can see a little bit of it out the back window here. It's a walking labyrinth. And if you don't know what it is, look it up online. It's a meditative walk that sort of helps you to balance the hemispheres of the brain because you're making complete turns, which helps balance those hemispheres. And you're doing that back and forth till you get to the center and you become centered. There's so many new labyrinths out there all across the world. People are creating labyrinths. Mine is called the Cretan labyrinth. It's the simplest one of all of them. But in the Chartres Cathedral in France, they created the Marian labyrinth, which is like 4 labyrinths in one. And that came about because it was not safe to make a trip to the Holy Land. There were too many robbers on the road. And so this particular cathedral created a labyrinth where people could walk the holy walk to the Holy Land. And it was used ever since. There have been labyrinths before. This labyrinth, the Cretan labyrinth, is known to be 5,000 years old. So you see, sacred geometry is something that has been around as long as the earth has been around. It is a symbolism. And we've had a lot of crop circles all over the world. And it is the sacred geometry being given to us by aliens, as you want to call them. They're extraterrestrials, and they do exist. Believe me, I am not giving you some theories that are not true. Raphael knows that it would be so arrogant of us to think we were the only sentient beings in the galaxy, and there are hundreds of galaxies. Do you think God would really limit itself to getting just one planet with sentient ensouled beings? I don't think so. God is much greater than that. And God allows us to expand and grow as we choose. We have free will. What a glorious gift this is. Think about it. You get to choose whether you want to be happy or not, because whatever you think about will either make you happy or make you sad. And if you choose to be sad, that's okay too. But if you choose to be happy, well, look up my 30 Days to Happiness in the videos. And each day I will give you a clue on your way to happiness. And it is a choice. So if you choose to be happy this holiday season, no matter who you are missing, who might be not at the table at this time, you can't talk to them, you can't hug them, and you miss them. And truly, they are still alive, only in a how should I call it? An energy package that is vibrating so fast you can't see it. And so your loved ones are safe and well on the other side. And you can talk to them, and you will get impressions of things that they might be saying back to you when you allow yourself to let go of doubt and fear and anxiety that you're just making it up. You can talk to your loved ones on the other side, and you will get thought transference. They will say how much they love you and how proud they are of you because they love you unconditionally. So no matter what you've done, they don't judge you. They've learned to love. Once they cross over and they're away from the pull of the polarities of this planet, there's only joy and love and peace and harmony, because that's what heaven is. It's a lack of negativity. It is only positive, loving energy. And that's why everybody calls it heaven, even though they may all describe it. Look at some near-death experiences on YouTube, and you'll hear all kinds of people who died, literally died, were declared dead, and they came back, and they had gone to heaven, and they came back. And many of them have different stories to tell, because heaven will be whatever you need it to be. That's how much God loves you, that your heaven is unique to you, because it is filled with love, and whatever you love becomes your heaven. So on this day, during this season of love unconditionally given through the Christ child, through the Hanukkah messages, through any of the religious celebrations, for they are all joyously regarded as God's pure love given to you. There is no one religion. There is none that is greater or lesser than another, because it is all worshiping God in the way and form that you have been raised. And that is all. To love God unconditionally is the joy you will receive in this season. And it means not judging others who might not believe as you do. It means not judging yourself if you don't think you've lived up to what you could be. Instead, focus on what you could be this season. Make a New Year's resolution to be all you can be from this moment forward. Now, if you're at home and you're good on the computer, write your memoirs. Even if you're just a youngster, begin writing your memoirs. I was writing since I think it was fifth grade, or maybe it was earlier. I got a 5-year diary. Well, no, I was 12 years old. I remember that. It was my 12th birthday, and I was given a 5-year diary. Well, it had just little lines, like 4 lines in this little book. That was not enough for me. So I ended up filling up all the pages, and that started me in journaling. And that has been how I've learned to express myself through words. Now, my spelling is atrocious, and thank God for spell check on my computer. And because I did learn touch typing, and because I play the piano, I was a music teacher, I can type fast. And so the books you will find on my webpage, and which is Angel Betty Ray, ANDRAPHAEL, those books, some of them are channeled and others are just whimsical ideas that we have put together. And you can go to Amazon and you can find our novels. There's 2 of them so far. We're working on the 3rd one now. And it's called the Anita Lynn series. It's Soulmates and Angels. And I do hope that you buy them this season and that you watch for Ask Raphael, because it has been an accumulation of all the questions that people have asked over many years. I think you'll find it not only entertaining, but enlightening. And as I've read to you a part of it right now about unconditional love, he talks about these different things that we need to pay attention to. And so, dear friends, be happy. Choose it. Choose not to pay attention to what is wrong in the world. Instead, look for what is right. Look for what is good in the people that are in your lives and rejoice in that and bring that forth. When you have a friend who loves to talk and can't even give you a word in edgewise, be patient and tolerant and listen. There is the gift you have to give to them, and it's free. And when you can't take anymore, get up and help them to the door. I've had to do that in the past where clients would come and they just wouldn't leave. And finally, I would just have to get up and walk them to the door and thank them for coming. Sometimes we have people that are one-sided conversationalists. They are so alone, they don't get to talk to anybody. And when they find a good listener, oh, wow, what a gift you can give them. So still keep on giving this season and all the rest of your life. Give of your love unconditionally. Don't have any I'll love you if in your life anymore. Say, I love you with all my heart and mind and soul because you are God in manifestation. And I worship the God within you. I don't worship any human being on this planet. I worship the God within them. And that is what makes us one. For we are truly one in God. And so I'll leave you with this thought. Love one another unconditionally and love yourself. Don't judge yourself anymore. Don't coulda, woulda, shoulda on yourself anymore. Instead, rejoice and be glad that each day is a gift of life on a beautiful planet. Until we talk again next time, bye for now.